Hello everyone, this is Burhanuddin Bohra and today we are going to study about the vectors. And now, why do we need to study the vectors and what are vectors? That I would explain first. Actually the vector and why do we need to study the vector is only because we need to specify the direction. And vectors are only used to specify the direction of a quantity because we have two types of quantity. The first one is scalar quantity and the second one is a vector quantity. The scalar quantities are those quantities in which the magnitude alone is important. There is no need to specify the direction here. Whereas in the vector quantity, the magnitude as well as the direction both are important here. Like for example, if you see speed, if you take it as speed, or most basic one is the distance. In all those, both of these, we need not to express the direction. If an object is going from here to here and coming back here and going here. Now, the speed of the object will be considered all throughout the points, irrespective of the direction. And the distance is also the whole path it has covered here. Although it's irregular, it doesn't matter. Although it's changing direction every time in this path, but it doesn't matter here because what matters is the magnitude. Now in the vector quantity, where it is velocity, and for the analogy of the distance here is displacement. Here displacement is the shortest distance between these points. This is the final point, this is the initial point. Or we could say displacement is the displacement, actually the word is self-explanatory. The displacement of the body from its initial position in the direction of the final position. And that is called the displacement and it's the shortest path between those 2 points. And the velocity. The velocity must be directional obviously. The velocity in each of these points. Since the direction is changing, the velocity is changing. Although maybe the magnitude of the velocity may be the same. But the direction, since the direction is changing at each and every point of this, then the velocity is different at each and every point. And if we need to specify the average velocity, it's just the time taken and the distance displacement. Okay. Now that's the explanation about the velocity. The average velocity is a much greater detail. What we are here studying is about the vectors. Now, how we can express the vectors? We will take the help of the Cartesian coordinate system here, and we are taking only two coordinates, x and y. This is the x-axis and this is y-axis. Now, if we need to express a point, how will we express in terms of x, y? The magnitude is in both the coordinates. Now, this is here it is y and here it is x. Now, if we want to express it as a vector, then what would we do? Let's suppose this is a r vector. Then r vector would be expressed as xi plus yj, where here I and j are the unit vectors, or we could say the directional vectors of x and y axis, because what it expresses is actually the direction of the direction. So I is associated with this and j is associated with y axis. So what it explains is that x magnitude in I direction and y magnitude in j direction. Well, this is the position vectors of point P, and which is very different what we expressed it in coordinate system x, y magnitude. Now the magnitude, we are talking about the magnitude because the vector is associated with the direction as well as the magnitude. So if we need to specify the magnitude of this r vector magnitude is would be equal to the under root of the square of the magnitude in the x direction, that is x square, and the square of the magnitude in the y direction. So the sum of the squares of the magnitude in each of direction and taking the under root of that, it will give you the magnitude of the vector. Now the question arises, what are these unit vector? The unit vector, this is magnitude, now this is unit vector. What unit, I have said that unit vectors are those vectors in which the magnitude is 1. That's why we call it a unit vector. Magnitude is 1, that we say it's unity, and what the sole requirement of specifying a unit vector is the direction, because it specifies the direction of this vector.